Hey folks, welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com for Friday, March 28th, 2008. Here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, we strive to provide you with market guidance using purely technical analysis, avoiding all the Wall Street hype and hubbub. Today we're going to focus in on what's going on in the markets and continue to look at the consolidation that's going on out there. And what's great to see right now is that the markets are moving lower, but they're moving lower in a standard consolidation pattern. We had a move up of about 180 points on the NASDAQ, for instance, over a 2 to 3 day period on the mega rally that we called at InTheMoneyStocks.com and can be viewed in the daily market report for that call, which is viewable on the website as well as in these videos, and so you can always backtrack and see that we do have made these calls. Now, the key here, folks, is you have a 180 point move in a market, you have to expect consolidation. Now, what's consolidation? It's a period where the market on light volume pulls back or stays approximately in the same range as the area of the move. So what you want to see is a move back down like we've been seeing, where the market initially on Tuesday paused. We had the NASDAQ actually up 10 points that day, the S&P and the Dow down a little bit, and then you had some pullbacks on the following days. So that's what we've been seeing, that's what the markets have been giving us, and we're going to show you all the charts and just to show the setups here. Now let's first focus in on the daily chart. Number one, because we always like to go over the daily intraday action for those of you that like to learn the technicals behind the moves that are occurring. Very fascinating, in fact. And here you can see a unique market for one purpose. Alright, you see the channel you were basically forming all the way down from the morning. And you can actually draw this in. You see basically here at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and if we want to draw a channel in, and I'm just going to draw it in, I'm not going to be super exact, but let's see if we can't get this in here. Alright, there's one line, and we'll put it right around here. Okay, right there. And really this line should be moved in a little bit, but needless to say, so basically it was in a downward channel all day on just a continual, slow, gradual sell-off for the entire day. That's what it was. And that's consolidation for you. That's the market being light volume. Again, we only had 1.5 million contracts traded on the E-minis, which is this chart we're looking at, and we use this to basically mirror the market and the action in the market as it gives us the best picture, we believe, to go in these videos. Now, again, you can just see that continual slide down all day. Yeah, you had little moves, but it always stayed in this channel. You can see the move down, then the move back to the upper end of the channel, the move down, and move down again there, up, and so forth. And even on the downside here, we just got a little bit of a faster sell towards the end of the day before bouncing right after the close. But nonetheless, it was an interesting day for that from that perspective. No doubt about it. This is consolidation. And now let's look at the daily chart on the ES. And this gives us a good picture. And I want to show this off because it's such a beautiful chart. You had the little bit of a W pattern here setting up for the mega rally, right? So we have the W here. And this really had a beautiful bottoming tail. Look at that bottoming tail there on the futures. And it closed in the upper end, and that triggered the hardcore buy program all the way up here. Now what you're seeing is consolidation. Look how gentle this is comparatively to the speed and the move you had here, basically from the low all the way down here. So you really had a move that was that much to the upside. Let me get rid of that other line. And I'll delete that. So you see the volatility and the power of that move. And now look at how the angle is already changing. It's a lot more gentle pullback. Smaller candles, lighter volume. Let's look at the volume down here. All right, so here's the topping out point, and here's the last 4 days in the markets. Look at the volume compared to that as compared to up here. So you're seeing a lighter volume pullback situation the last 3 days specifically, even though the day prior to that, which is a white candle, means that the market's basically closed even on the day. On the futures. And that can be also mirrored on the NASDAQ, and we'll get the NASDAQ chart up here for you. And here's the NASDAQ chart. And you can see, again, the power move here where the NASDAQ made a little double bottom. You had the little W pattern here forming right as well. And I can draw that in quickly. And W. And then the blast-off effect on that power move up on the strong angle. And then we saw the market pull back gently. And you're coming right down to the 20 moving average. And those of you that watched the video yesterday, I said watch for that. Expect the markets to come back to that 20. It always is home base, and especially when we ran into the 50 moving average. I know it's a little tough, and let me switch back to the chart here. I know it's a little tough to view that because it's in a darker color, but here's the 50 moving average. And it's basically coming right down here. So you can see how we pierced it to the upside. And the first hit of the 50 moving average, as we always state, just like any moving average, you usually get a pullback. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Nothing different, nothing crazy. And you see they hit the moving average. We called for the pullback to the 20 moving average. We may even pierce it. I wouldn't be shocked to see a pierce of it, or even one close below. It's going to be an interesting situation as we are coming to the end of this consolidation time frame. We are setting up for a move. Now, the question again will be, as we sit right on top of the 20, does it come on Monday? Does it come on Tuesday? Does it come? Do we consolidate for Monday morning and then come late in the day on Monday afternoon and start to rally, or does it wait till Tuesday? It's coming up though. Generally, you're seeing this gentle pattern here. Eventually, you're going to get all the volume to get kind of like the light volume to flush through, and then you have that surge in volume to the upside that we're expecting. So keep that in mind, guys. Focusing on that, we are coming to that area where we are going to see the move up again, or at least we should according to the charts, and we're going to see if we get it. That's all there is to it. The consolidation is almost over now. You may have Monday's consolidation and the move Tuesday or Wednesday, but it should be in the next 3 days where we start another rally in this market. All right. Now, again, there is always the time where you have to analyze. As good technical chartists, we need to always analyze the downside. Well, what happens? Well, you're basically looking at good support right here. So as long as we can hold this area, you can still favor the upside. Once you break this line, you can see how it's the lows except for the gap down here. The lows right of all these candles. And let me try and remove a couple of these lines so we can really get to view that. So here you have the lows right here across the board. That's really support right now after the 20 moving average. So you may see a dip there. That's possible. Should we break that line, then you want to look at the low here, which was a double bottom low. And should we break that, then we're going obviously much lower. But those are the two downside support lines that we're going to watch. But ultimately, the market's setting up for a beautiful upswing here, and it could be very, very powerful. You could be looking at a monster rally coming out over the next couple weeks into mid-April before we see the next downdraft in this market. Now, I still think, and we all think, that there are some more shoes to drop in this market, whether it's at Lehman, whether it's Merrill Lynch, whether there's some other financial issues that are going to come forward. I don't think it's nearly over. The recession, granted, the market looks 6 months in advance, so as soon as we get approximately 6 to 12 months, or even 6 to 8 months, I would say, 6 to 9 maybe, from the end of all this hubbub being flushed through, the market will start to rally. So it's a matter of focusing in on that and understanding that before we can gauge the next upswing or the powerful move up in this market. But it does seem that there's a lot of nonsense out there that needs to be flushed through. Housing prices are going to continue to fall. And by the way, guys, we've been calling every move in the housing market, every move in the market overall, the stock market, commodities, and so forth, for the last almost 2 years at this point. And again, those of you that have been following us for a year plus know that. Back when everyone was screaming to go buy houses in mid-07, we were sending out the warning signal, do not buy houses here. And you can see the drop in the housing prices right now. It's really unbelievable. But really, honestly, we talk about it in the office, and it's nothing more than common sense. I mean, when everyone else is doing something, you want to go the opposite way, or you just want to stay away, and that's all there is to it. So a lot of people actually on the media today were saying, oh, we're seeing a few down days. It seems like the bearishness is returning. This is not so good. All of a sudden, that's making us believe, well, hey, we might be having another up move here pretty soon. And again, we focus on the put-call ratio. We focus on how many shorts are out there to how many longs. You want to get sentiment indicators, which are psychological indicators, as well as chart technical patterns. The combination of those plus the proprietary analysis we use is just astronomical indicators for this market. Again, just showing you the intraday on the NASDAQ. I just flipped the intraday on the NASDAQ. You can see the same channel, guys. Nothing crazy about this. You can see the market just kind of sitting in this channel all the way, all day on the downside. It was very lackluster on that side. You had a few bounces here and there, but they were very minute on very light volume as the market continued lower. So we'll see where we go on Monday. Asia was up big last night. The question is, after the market kind of gave back a little more today, does Asia still have another push in it? China looked like it finally made a possible bottom. So those of you that are into the Chinese plays should watch those. A lot of them have already started to move up. Should this market rally again, I'm a big fan of a lot of those. The growth over there is still astronomical comparatively to the U.S., and a lot of these Chinese plays have pulled back from their highs, just huge amounts. So I'm not going to come out with any picks on the video, obviously. You need to join the Swing Trade Alerts in the chat room to get those. I may send out a watch list containing some of those to those that have signed up on the website for the free Swing Trade of the Week play. All right? All right, guys, that's about it for today. Again, come join the Swing Trade Alerts. Come join the chat room. We do the e-minis in there. Just to summarize, we do the day trading. We've had some phenomenal picks today. I know some people re-entered the Z-View, which we played for 30% gain just into earnings, and it pulled back to the pre-run levels. So we bought down here on Z-View. It made a move up here. We made 30%, sold it into earnings. They came out with earnings. It sold off again, and then there were some people in the chat room that re-picked it up on our recommendation, and it moved up again, all the way back up 30% again. So it just shows you the volatility out there, the money to be made, and I do encourage people to come join, as I will have more small cap, mid cap plays coming on Monday for swing trades in the chat room. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, be safe, and come join us at inthemoneystocks.com. Take care.